Build professional skills this semester with Adobe Creative Cloud and create standout work both in and out of the classroom. Save big on professional creativity tools. Students get 65% off Adobe Creative Cloud, including Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, Acrobat Pro, and 20+ creative apps. No matter what project you're working on, Adobe Creative Cloud apps can help you take it to the next level. Visit adobe.com/student to learn more.
Let me say hello to the one and only Brian Kilmeade, illustrious star of radio, screen, printed page, and stage. Brian, it is great to talk to you again.
Frank, what's going on?
More than I can count. I mean, more than I can quantify, I should say. Let's start with this rally on Long Island. I know you were there. What was it like being there in person?
Number one, I just wanted people to see, I just posted the overflow crowd. So you got, I've been going to the Coliseum since the 70s when the Arrows were playing indoor soccer. Actually worked some of those games. My brother was running that team. Indoor soccer at one point, if people don't know listening, was pretty big. Steve Zungel. And then the Islander games, the place was electric throughout my youth. I'm telling you, they reconfigured the place. It looks fantastic. There were people lined up. I got there at 5 o'clock, and there's so much security. I thought these people were unbelievably patient. Everybody I talked to had been there since like 8 a.m. Or maybe a little bit later, 10 a.m., and they all got in eventually, and it was pulsatingly exciting. I mean, these people are motivated. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that the president hasn't been here in a while, number one. Number two is the assassination attempt. And number three is they really want to win. And I went into the stands, and I asked people, I go, do you guys got to leave early? You guys bored? Because that comment really got to Trump, and I think it was maybe to his detriment. But it also bothered those people in the stands last night. And I also did this before I left, because we do this show. I can't stay late. It just doesn't. It ruins this show. So I just took pictures of people on the outside. So for those people who say, well, the crowd's big, but I never see it, and the people outside, I never see them. So I'm going to post it a little bit later. I just realized I have it on my phone as I was waiting to come on your show. Video. So there's these big screens on the outside, and there's like 7,000 people on the outside. So this is on Long Island. For people around the country, for here it's familiar, but for people around the country, they should understand there are these spontaneous boat parades and street parades that go on. They don't coordinate with the campaign. I asked people last night, I'm like, do you know what goes on Long Island? Do you know that these people hop in their boats, get their Trump signs, and just go through the Long Island Sound and through the South Shore? And they go, we hear about it, we see some pictures. I go, this has been going on for like 8 years. So it's stronger than ever. And when he gets up there and says, I'm going to win New York, and people laugh, the pundits laugh and go, he's not going to win New York. Well, you weren't there last night. So there's a lot of battleground district, and Swazi won, we know, and because of Santos. But these people there will firmly believe that he's the guy that they need to run the country again.
No, I want to ask you about him being in New York rather than Wisconsin, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona. But Brian, if you can you raise your microphone volume a little bit? I don't want to miss a syllable of wisdom that we may hear in the next minute or two. We're talking with Brian Kilmeade. Brian, in terms of the decision to be here in New York, I completely understand the need to help the Republicans win the House of Representatives and where he's coming from in wanting a Republican House, and a lot of the most competitive districts in the whole country are right in New York, including on Long Island. But was it the best use of his time in terms of winning the presidential election? Now, you said a second ago that you think it's actually possible that he could win New York in the general election?
Well, he's down by about 8, but if you were there last night, I'm like, you understand it. I mean, he is going to Nassau County, which is, I think, would be like the 15th biggest state, just alone. So he comes here. You know who he's helping? He's not only getting the names of every single person there. He's helping Anthony D'Esposito, Molinaro. He's helping LaPetrie in this area, who's taken on Swazi. He's helping Mike Lowry. So I mean, Lola, he's here helping he's here helping out these people, these Republicans who are in fights that could deliver the House or not deliver the House. Number two, everybody that comes in there, they have a name. They get their name on a list because they register. There's 25,000 people that register. And they're going to have an opportunity, if they didn't get in last night or they did, to donate. And we know the average donation is $60, but money matters. So what did he do yesterday? He arrives in New York. He has the crypto meeting, and he does that thing. The first president to ever buy anything with crypto. He bought like 100 hamburgers. Then he goes and does Gutfeld. So Gutfeld's got 2.5 million people each showing. So that's productive. Then he comes to New York and he does the wide-ranging interview with taking questions from all the media. Then he does an interview with me that's going to air Saturday night, which is probably the highlight of his day. And then he has in front of 16,000 people who are going to tell 16,000 other people who have friends in other states. So to me, if this was his last stop, I'd say, hey, Frank, not a good move. But one of his many stops
There's a ripple
in this
effect.
media market makes sense.
Gotcha. So just to be clear, so he's going to be on with you Saturday night on One Nation on Fox News. 12
straight minutes. And know what he said to me? Don't edit it, Brian. This was great. So, but I mean, it just.
Well, give us a preview. What did you guys talk about?
I mean, we talked about it making history of crypto. We talked about it. Melania's book coming out. What we should expect. I talked to him about the assassination attempt, and I know you feel secure, but what about your family? And his answer is really intriguing. And number two is, what is the closing plan? The 5% of in all these battleground states are undecided. How do you get them? His answer is quite intriguing. Can you win New York? And what else do we? We talked about the dangers of China. So I mean, you're gonna get a wide ranging interview. It's amazing too. With his main issue, immigration inflation. Immigration inflation. He believes is going to deliver it. And also, I said, look, you've gone against Harris. You got against Hillary. You want to tell me? You've gone against Biden. What does Harris bring to the table? And it's interesting, I'm not going to give the answers away, but right. No, I think I did the best you can in 12 minutes.
Yeah, no, we'll be watching. You think there's going to be another debate, Brian?
If you're having problems with your septic system and you're tired of spending so much money each year to have it pumped, then SeptiClean is the answer for you. SeptiClean is an advanced specially formulated blend of bacteria used in the treatment of home and commercial septic systems. The breakdown of waste in your system relies on biological activity of naturally occurring bacteria. SeptiClean restores the natural biological process in your septic system and boosts the existing biological activity. SeptiClean is completely safe on all plumbing and can help prevent expensive emergencies in pumping. SeptiClean has approximately 6 to 100 times the bacteria count of other leading off-the-shelf brands in a 1-year supply. SeptiClean comes in a water-soluble pack, which you flush down the toilet once a month with no mess or stress. Save time, money, and maintenance on your septic system. Find SeptiClean at Emporium True Value Hardware on Main Street in Sag Harbor or visit micro-tab.com. That's micro-tabb.com. Micro-tabb.com.
Shopping is hard, right? But I found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And he sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what works and send back the rest. It's so easy. Make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
The rural way of life is about making everyone feel at home. Tractor Supply chose advanced 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business to transform intelligent customer service. Together, we put the power of AI to work across 2,200 stores, keeping things running seamlessly inside, curbside, and countryside. This is elevated customer experience. This is Tractor Supply with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength, Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
No,
done.
I really don't. No, and especially I got the Fox polls out today. There's a little movement, 2 or 3 points. No movement at 1 or 2 points here. And I actually don't really look at the national polls. I don't think you do either. It only matters the battleground states. They're +1, down 1. And I just think that I asked him, too, about Mark Penn's movement to do an investigation of ABC. Were they coordinating with the questions? Were they coordinating with the follow-ups? You saw the interview in the LA Times with one of the moderators. She said, we were determined to fact-check the president. We looked at all his rallies, former president. We looked at all his rallies and the last debates. And we want, excuse me? That's not your job. And if you're not going to fact-check the president, did you look at the past interviews and statements from the vice president? No, not one was followed up. So if I'm outraged, okay, Brian Kilmeade's outraged and thinks it was unequal, or that's noteworthy. When Mark Penn, the Clinton pollster, is outraged, who is as bland as you can be, great guess, but the guy is like a dial tone. He was incensed. He says that was the worst moderated debate ever. Then I asked him about J.D. Vance. I'm like, what should J.D. Vance know going to the CBS debate with Margaret Brennan and Norah O'Donnell? And then I'm not going to give you the answers, but that's going to be a hot topic by next week because October 1st is the day, and I think that'll be it. I mean, Trump, and I asked everybody, I said, will there be another debate? And they said it's thoroughly up to him. He could get up one day and do it. If you ask me my opinion after texting with him and talking to him, I don't think he feels it's necessary.
Well, Brian, let me end with this because we're still getting a little bit of feedback from you, and we'll let you go and clarify that. But in terms of the campaign itself, what's the significance in your judgment of the Teamsters' decision not to endorse either candidate in this race? How significant is that?
All right, did that help the feedback at all?
Yeah, much better, actually. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so here it is. He was thrilled by this, and his people just said, would you ask him? Of course. I go, this is newsworthy. So what happened is, if people don't know, the Teamsters since 1988 have endorsed a Democrat. They won for Reagan, they won for H.W. Bush, but they have not gone for a Republican since. So Sean O'Brien and the president get along. He's the president of the Teamsters. He was invited to the RNC, never invited to the DNC. They were upset that he actually showed up at the RNC. And if you listen to a lot of the stuff that he was saying, it was stuff that you never hear at a Republican convention.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was a great speech.
Right? But it's okay. That's your point of view. You were asked to speak. No one controls your copy, and you're the president. So what happened is, I think the most telling thing is no endorsement, but he said, Brian, look at what they did. They polled their people two different ways, electronically and through the phone. And he beats Kamala Harris by 20 points. Now, Biden outpolled him by 7. So this is huge. These are workers that set up last night in Nassau Coliseum. These are workers all across the country. So O'Brien says he didn't give me the answers I wanted, nor did she. So I'm laying out, but let me just let you know what my people say. And that is extremely encouraging. The staff was on cloud nine on that, and so was the president. And here's the thing about the former president. If people don't fully understand it, he is more comfortable with the Teamsters than he is with the east side of New York City. I'm telling you, the average person loves Trump. The rich people think he lets rich people down. And remember, Howard Stern just ripped the former president and just said, he should not be near the White House. But I hate anyone who votes for Trump. I hate you. He basically says, I don't like you. Howard Stern said that. So those are the types of rich and famous people that used to love hanging out with Trump, but for the last 8 years have made it clear he's unacceptable. The Teamsters means more to him than I think Taylor Swift. It's just the way he's wired.
Very interesting. The other news that we saw yesterday is that apparently Iran has been identified as hacking. The Iranian hackers tried to pass stolen Trump campaign information to the Biden campaign. That's the word from the intelligence community. Now, the intelligence community has gotten some things wrong in the past. Do you think they're right on this one?
I have no reason to think they wouldn't be. Number one, they promised to be transparent. And I will just say this. I don't know what I'm not clear. I'm trying to get on top of this story now. I am not clear on what the Harris people did with it. So if you get internal documents that say this is my game plan. So if I'm playing the Patriots and I get their game plan ahead of time and it's delivered on my door, do I open it up and look at it or I give it to Roger Goodell? My sense is they looked at it. So they know the game plan on the back end. So, wow, we're going to get... By the way, does anyone want to condemn Iran at some point? They're sending assassins here. I don't hear any condemnation, no hit with sanctions. No, they're supplying Hezbollah and Hamas on a daily basis. They're a week away from a nuclear weapon. Can someone say something negative about Iran at all or take some legitimate action? I mean, when Saddam Hussein tried to kill H.W. Bush, I think Bill Clinton bombed Baghdad. So that was years ago. Well, we just don't do anything about it. So did they look, and is it helping them? And in the end, are we going to, when this election comes in, is that going to be a story? When we found out what Trump's game plan was to take down Harris, this is how we acted. So this is a huge story. Can you imagine, Frank, if the Russians had delivered the Harris game plan to Trump?
Oh, forget about it.
There might be a call among Democrats to not have an election.
Yeah, I don't think that's far off. Brian Kilmeade, he's got an exclusive interview with President Trump Saturday night on One Nation. Don't miss it. Brian, thanks for all your great work. Thanks for heading out to Long Island. I know when you have to be in bed as early as you do, it's not necessarily not necessarily an easy thing to do. Appreciate it.
Well, to me, it was all about meeting Sid in person. Sid was there, looking great, looking buff. So
I hope for the sake of his listeners,
know what it's like to see him in person. I don't see him every day.
Yeah, I hope for the sake of his listeners, they let him speak, because if they didn't let him speak, then his listeners are in trouble this morning.
Not when I was there. He had not spoken, but it was something that I heard rumored. So
we're in for a long morning if that's the case. Brian, thank you. I'll see you soon, my friend.
All right, go get him.
Thank you. Brian Kilmeade. Catch him not only on Fox and Friends, but on his own nationally syndicated radio show and on One Nation on Saturday night, where his guest will be none other than President Trump.
If you're having problems with your septic system and you're tired of spending so much money each year to have it pumped, then SeptiClean is the answer for you. SeptiClean is an advanced specially formulated blend of bacteria used in the treatment of home and commercial septic systems. The breakdown of waste in your system relies on biological activity of naturally occurring bacteria. SeptiClean restores the natural biological process in your septic system and boosts the existing biological activity. SeptiClean is completely safe on all plumbing and can help prevent expensive emergencies in pumping. SeptiClean has approximately 6 to 100 times the bacteria count of other leading off-the-shelf brands in a 1-year supply. SeptiClean comes in a water-soluble pack, which you flush down the toilet once a month with no mess or stress. Save time, money, and maintenance on your septic system. Find SeptiClean at Emporium True Value Hardware on Main Street in Sag Harbor, or visit micro-tab.com. That's micro-tabb.com. Micro-tabb.com.